Hi everybody, I'm Morgan Crosbie from Finch Chevrolet in London, Ontario, Canada. And you're watching Cars and Crosbie. Got a SUV related episode for you guys. I want to break it up because I have a lot of Corvette content that's going to be coming about very shortly. We've got Carlisle that's coming up in 2 weeks. I missed last week's production because I was doing a bunch of shows, and I also went camping, or as I think I should call it because of what I did, glamping. I took the Tahoe SS here and I towed, I think it was a 28 foot trailer. It was an amazing experience with a 3-month-old daughter. I think that a lot of people had the odds against us, but I'm very happy to report, and I'm not trying to be a proud dad here, but she's already sleeping throughout the night, and it's meaning that Mama and Papa have a lot more time to be able to enjoy things. And so we decided to go camping, or glamping as I've been calling it, because of this trailer. It was a really great experience. Reminded me a bit of my trip that I did with HMS Cars and Crosbie when we went out to PEI with the car hauler on the back of the Escalade. And I loved it. It was a real peach. You know, the Tahoe, in my opinion, is still just as capable, especially because it had the same powertrain as the other one. And you'll see a little bit of a snippet of that in this episode. I also have here the time capsule black Corvette that's getting ready to go through the shop and get ready to go out for delivery. So that one is sold, but I am replacing it with an even fancier time capsule, newer C8 Corvette, which I'll also feature in this channel, or in this episode as well. So we're going to do production updates today. We're going to talk about constraints. We're going to talk about when your Corvette or vehicle is going to get built. And there's some exciting things that I found on there that I want to point out. First things first, though, I want to make a disclosure that when I make this discovery in this part about when Corvettes are starting to be put into production, it doesn't mean that this is going to be the same for the Z06. After I filmed this segment yesterday, I was on Mid-Engine Corvette Forum, and I did see a post that somebody had already got a September 19th build date for their 70th anniversary Z06, but they paid $5,000 American to have the custom VIN option. So I guess what I would take away from that is that we know that there's going to be Corvettes built on the 19th, but in terms of the order allotments that we were given and when they said that they were going to get built, they might be different based on VIPs, people that drop $5,000 for this custom VIN. But it seems to me like there is some groundbreaking news that's going to come about in this episode when I get to the production status of when the assigned build dates are going to be. So without further ado, here we go with today's... Oh, I can't even forget this part. We got ourselves some police cars in, and I do a head-to-head comparison of the Tahoe SS versus a police Interceptor Tahoe on today's episode. And we got some Escalades. This is a big episode, but you're going to like it. There's a lot of fun stuff. Stay tuned and enjoy. All right, guys, I'm going to show you guys what I have in my inventory in the showroom. But before I do that, I just want to make sure I clarify one major thing. Finch Chevrolet is going to be doing a Corvette takeover on September 24th. It is official. That is the date. It is a Saturday, so that if you are driving from out of town, you can come in and enjoy it. We will have a preferred rate for you if you're looking at spending the night before. It will be from about... I think 10:30 in the morning till 2:30 in the afternoon, and we're going to be doing a bunch of stuff. I'm really excited. I'm not going to give away all the details right away. I'm still waiting on a couple of them to come together, but I'm going to give you a couple teasers right now. I thought it would be fun, and Mr. Finch did as well. Actually, this was Mr. Finch's idea. We are going to do a contest where the person that comes to the Corvette takeover from the furthest place on their driver's license wins a $500 gas card. So if you were on the fence about driving from, I don't know, let's say Chicago, for example, Brad, thank you very much for reaching out. Brad might be the one that takes the cake and gets a $500 gas card. So whoever has a driver's license with their home address that's furthest away from Finch Chevrolet at the car show is going to win a $500 gas card that they can obviously use towards compensating them for their traveling. We're going to have a lot of other things. We're going to have food trucks there. We're going to amplify what we did from last time and kind of, you know, obviously use all my experience from car shows, Cars and Crosbie, Cars and Coffee, to be able to give you guys, you know, a way of being able to show you our appreciation for all the support you've given us over the years. Our Corvette program is not a long-standing program. We only started this out maybe about 5 or 6 years ago, and we're already becoming to the point now where we can say, hey, we're having a Corvette takeover, and we're really proud of that, and we want to show you guys all the things that we have to offer at our dealership. So that's the news about that. Let's go inside and show you guys what I have in the inventory. All right, full-size SUVs. Let's start off with a bang. I've got a triple black Escalade. This is a sport platinum with the monochromatic package that's on here. We've got jet black for the paint. It's been PPF'd, and it's also had a ceramic coat done to it. So this has got a lot of fun stuff on the outside of the paint. And then we've got our Vossens that are in a 24-inch wheel, HS6-4s with the Toyo proxies. I really wish that we would have painted these calipers. It's the only thing on here that hasn't been blacked out. But as you can see, it's a pretty cool rig. On the inside, we've got jet black. And as you guys know, on the Escalade Vs now, they're gonna allow it so that you don't have to have that walnut wood trim. You can actually get it done with a black zebra wood that's done from the regular sports, the non-platinum sport version. Got lots of Tahoes coming in. You guys are gonna see a fun comparison later on with the police Tahoes against my Tahoe SS. I've got a Yukon Denali gasser coming in. This is got a cool interior option that most people don't choose on the Yukon. As you can see, there is a lot more protection that they put on these Yukons. And the main reason why you're seeing them right here is because at hip level, there's a lot of people that brush up against the sides of these vehicles when they're going on the trains. A lot of the full-size SUVs are done through the rail network, and so we're increasing the amount of protection that we put on the sides of these things to make sure that when you're going up against the side inside the rail car, that you're not scuffing up the paint, because that's one of the biggest areas that we were seeing a lot of damage in transit, or transit damage as we call it. So we're going to do inspections on these, but we are seeing that there is a great reduction in the amount of damage. But look at the size of this thing, and look at how much clearance they have between the edge of this carrier. That's a similar amount of space that you would have when you're on one of the rail cars. And as you can see, if you're wearing a belt or something like that, that's exactly where you're going to see the scuffs and stuff come about. You know, if you're wearing overalls or something like that and there's a zipper on it, you're seeing that kind of damage in that specific area. So we're doing our best to try to decrease the amount of damage that we have on our full-size SUVs. And then what else we got? Oh, I've got an ESV that landed earlier in the week. This is a platinum ESV. So it is a full-size heavy hitter, fully loaded in crystal white. We are going to be doing some minor upgrades to this thing, not too many things, but we are going to get this ready to go out. It just finished getting a tint to match the backs to the front. And then, yeah, another fun interior to show you guys on that one as well. So I've got a lot of full-size things going on right now. We're going to go into a cool review that I did on police Tahoes. All right, guys, Bad Boys edition. Here we go. Tahoe SS compared to a police Tahoe. How cool is this lineup, guys? I didn't think that this would be something that we would be able to do on the channel, but obviously with this being a GM dealership, when a police service requires a vehicle, they have to order them the same way that you and I do. It's just done through a fleet allotment. And as you can see, we have had some of the Ontario Police Department's police vehicles arrive, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to do a comparison. I'm not driving it off the lot. I'm not going to do anything crazy in terms of drag race reviews with the Tahoe SS compared to the Interceptor Tahoe, but I thought it'd be really fun just to do a walk around on it to show you guys some of the features that are on police Tahoes. Oh, I can't believe this. This is fun. This is really cool. So first things first, I hate to break it to you cops, but we look for headlights when we're doing things that we shouldn't be doing speeding wise. I'm not crazy and a criminal or anything, but let's just say that I was doing a little bit over the speed limit. Having an idea of what the headlights and the taillights of the vehicles is one of the reasons why I have not got a speeding ticket, knock on wood, in a very long time. So if you guys are out there in the middle of the night and you're looking to make sure that there's no police vehicles, add these to your mental photo album. There's a nice Sebring orange Corvette going by. And
those are the lights. Now this is a Z71 front end. You'll notice that the front end of it is very sloped up compared to what mine is, which is an RST. I thought first that they would be an RST Tahoes, but they're not. It almost looks like it's higher up too. It looks like they've beefed up the suspension on this thing, and I'm digging the style. These are really sleek looking cars, especially when they're done in Summit White. Now, this is something that is absolutely wild. Take a look at the size of the brakes. I paid just around $5,000 for a Brembo 6-piston brake option to be done to my Tahoe. And they don't even hold a candle. Maybe it's because I have 24-inch wheels and these are 18s. But this rotor looks massive. This is a Pursuit Firehawk tire. I've never heard of the Pursuit Firehawk tire, but this is a custom police tire apparently from Firehawk, and it is a 20. So let's look. We got just about 2 fingers that I can fit between the 20-inch wheel and these rotors, and these are 24s on mine, and I can fit easily my whole hand in there. That is massive. A massive brake on these things. And you know why that is? It's not to do with like making it stop really fast all the time, which is obviously a really good thing to have for a pursuit vehicle. It's if you're in pursuit of a car and you have this much mass, you need to make sure that you have a rotor that's that big and have a caliper that is that big, so that you don't overheat your brakes and then create a safety situation where you are part of the accident scene as well while you're chasing somebody. So yeah, the bigger brakes are not just to be able to stop faster, it's to be able to make sure that over the course of a police chase, which I love to watch, who doesn't love justice, that you don't burn your brakes out and get brake fade. So that's one of the main reasons why that is there. Then obviously on the outside, the biggest design difference between mine and this Pursuit is this Unity high, it's already hot. It's really hot, wow. This light that you have on here. How cool is that, guys? Look at that, it's even got like a gun trigger. This here turns it on and off. Wow. Now, we're onto the inside already. We'll show you underneath the hood later. I've got the 6.2 in mine. This has got the 5.3 V8 with the 10-speed. I've been told that there are some things that they do to the engines that make them a little bit different. One of the biggest things that these vehicles do that is above and beyond what a normal vehicle does is they idle. They idle a lot. And so in order to make sure that these vehicles do well over time, there are some things like having additional batteries, a more heavy duty alternator inside of the vehicle or equipped on the vehicle, just to make sure that while it's sitting around, because it might only have 50,000 kilometers or miles on it, but it might have triple the amount of idling time that a normal vehicle has, and that's quite a bit. Now, another thing is while this thing is idling, it's not going to shut down. So one of the features that's on my Tahoe is after 15 minutes, the vehicle will shut down, whereas these things continue to idle for as long as you want, which is a feature that was added into these vehicles. It's a bench seat with cloth seats. Underneath here, you do have a lock box. So jokingly, they call these Glock boxes because this is where they would put their firearm, or if they're putting in a computer system, then this is where they would do it. Over here where it has a little area that slides open and closed on my Tahoe, it is open to the air. I don't know if you're gonna put your gun in there. I'm kind of fixated on the idea of where they're gonna put their guns, but this is the thing that stands out the most to me. Take a look at the size of the screen. They don't get satellite radio. They do get Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which is a nice feature. And look at, you even get for the prisoners some climate control. That's very nice of them to put in there. No 110 volt AC outlets, only USB-C and USB and a 12 volt for the front, which I thought was very surprising. You do get 6 keys though, which is very helpful for having multiple police officers using the same vehicle for them to be able to take one home and not have to worry about taking it off their keychain every time. I would assume that would be the reason for that, or maybe that police officers lose keys a lot, I'm not too sure. Another unique thing about this is it has a certified odometer. So I would assume that has to do with the fact that if you're driving alongside somebody and you're doing $150, he can look down at it, or she can look down at their odometer and know that if I'm matching the speed of you, then you have to be doing that speed, and this is certified so that you can't argue it in court and try to get away from your ticket. So a certified odometer is on here as well. They get lane keeping assist and forward collision alert as the safety features that are standard on this police interceptor. Before we get into the back seat, let's just show you what options are on this. Actually, it is a 4x4 as well, but here is the window sticker to a police car. Not every day I get to say that. So the spot lamp, $920. The safety alert package, trying to be safe, that's good, I like that. Remote vehicle starter, $345. You got your splash guards on here as well. What else we got? The police package. There's a $4,700 discount for having a police package. What the heck? Look at that, that's cool. It's not equipped with a lot of things. Black recovery hooks, $65. Well, that's interesting. Third row delete, you get $460 off for that. OnStar being taken off, $400 for that. The lube oil filter program, $90 is off for that as well. That as well. Well, great segue. We're going to be going into the back seat now. And here is another wild difference that I did not think that would be on it. Premium cloth seats in the front, leather vinyl in the back. This is not leather, it's leatherette or vinyl. But these prisoners get a little fancier material than the boys in blue up front. All of the flooring inside of this is obviously done in a vinyl finish so that they can just wash out whatever fluids might happen to come about in this thing while they're having somebody under arrest. This does not work for obvious reasons. So the lock and unlock does not work on the back seats, but let's just see if it does here. So it does on the passenger and obviously on the driver's side. So you can't tuck and roll when you're in the back seat of these police Tahoes. They don't work, but the door handle does. And then there's obviously a child lock. It used to be right here. Yeah, it still is. So I guess if you're gonna get arrested, I don't wanna be giving away all my tips, but if you're getting arrested, maybe just nudge this over while you're in cuffs, and then you can hop out a lot easier. I can't believe I just said that on camera, but now I'm an accomplice to a bunch of people escaping the law. All right, let's go to the back before I get into more trouble in the back seat there. Ooh, no power tailgate. It's a manual tailgate. I feel bad for the police. It's not as ergonomic. Third row delete, $460 off because of that. Continuing with the vinyl flow option. I'm sure there's a lot of different accessories that they can choose. You can see there's some mounting racks right here, I would assume, or maybe they're for the lighting system to make this an emergency service vehicle. This has obviously got to go to an upfitter after it's done being purchased from our dealership. You can see that they do have 120 volt AC outlet back here, which is very nice. Obviously it could be put to good use. I would assume that there are some more electrical outlets and stuff that they put in the front when they outfit these as well, depending on what kind of use it's going to have. No dual exhaust out of the back. It's just one exhaust that's down right there. And yeah, black badging as well. They're very stylish. I think that these are the best looking police cars I've ever seen. Some of these get converted to propane, so there would be an additional area that they would put in a propane hookup if they are going to convert this to natural gas. But yeah, quite a difference between my Tahoe and this one here. I'm really impressed. So yeah, the boys in blue and the girls in blue. Congratulations on having a cool rig. And that is a Cars and Crosbie review on a Police Interceptor Tahoe. All right, guys, Escalade delivery time, and I've got a fun one for you. This here is a Platinum Sport Escalade, not an ESV, so it's the short version, that we've got the monochromatic logos on. And because that Onyx package is still unavailable, I've got a new set of Vossens going on this one. These are the HF4-3s, or as I call them, the honeycomb. And they got the Toyo Proxy ST3s, which, again, from the factory, these have got a better tread than what you get on most of our trucks that are coming in right now with just a regular, like this is the kind of tread pattern that you'd see on a normal Escalade from the factory. These are way more aggressive. And in my opinion, they just do a really good job. I've had mine on for almost 2 years now, and I'm getting a lot of good use out of them. Now, crystal white is the paint color on here. And in the back, we've got the cargo sill. We're gonna press the Cadillac logo here to open up the tailgate. And there is your cargo sill. And as you guys can see, we've got Whisper Beige, which is a platinum interior when you have it with all the white linen and Gideon beige accents. So the difference between the platinum and the sport or premium luxury Whisper Beige is that this here is not accented in black. You've got a different beech wood in here. This is Gideon, that's the name of this color. Then you have linen, and then this is Whisper Beige. So it has the 36 speaker AKG sound system in here. I can touch this leather now because we treated all of it with a Scotch Guard kind of 3M style fabric guard protection system. So all these areas in particular where your knees are going to be touching, if you're getting all hot and sweaty and stuff in the summer, you can have some more protection because it's now resistant to life in general. On this Gideon steering wheel, you'll see that we have the Super Cruise feature that's on this specific model because it is a platinum. You also have the air ride suspension that's on here. This also has night vision on this specific model. And in the back here, it'll also have the entertainment system with the new AKG wireless headsets. These are a fun new addition that we had this year for the AKG sound system. When you get a platinum, non-platinums will not receive these. We got some of Cars and Crosby's finest to go with them. And then you got your climate control settings. I have been including on delivery for most clients that are asking for it a Amazon Fire Stick so that you can be able to watch television and stream stuff a lot easier than if you were using an iPad or an Apple product. So it seems that the Google Chromecast and the Amazon Fire Stick are the best asset that you can have in terms of getting the most streaming capabilities out of your vehicle. And then one last pan over here. This is an amazing interior. I can't get enough of it. Well, I'm gonna get going and shooting, not shooting, and getting this delivery done. I'm gonna shoot some photos before they come in, but oh my gosh, what an amazing ride. I can't wait to see the customer's face. All right, another delivery going out, getting back into the Escalades. I've gotten some coming in. You can see down there, I got another 2 that arrived the other day. And well, we've got an ESV with a nice set of Vossens on it here, which I'm always a fan of. And this is done in a premium luxury. Now, this grill, in my honest opinion, is the cooler of the 2 premium luxury grills. And this one you can get as a non-platinum, so it's not a premium luxury platinum. We've got our Vossens on here sitting on 24s. These are the HF6-4s in the gloss black. And we've switched the lug nuts around from the Vossen ones because we were having too many issues with them getting over torqued and then breaking. And so the forged aluminum lug nuts that we were using from Vossen, no longer the case. These Toyo Proxies are extremely hard to get right now, so I'm very happy that I still have some in stock. And yeah, I think I have about 4 or 5 more sets of these Vossens still available on here. Now, on the inside, jet black with the nice Whisper Beige piping, ESV, so it's got a bigger booty, about 10 inches more in the back. And then we'll just show you the front end of this. Now, with this being a premium luxury, you don't get that zebra black wood. You get the walnut wood that you get from the platinum on the jet black interior, which on a premium luxury, that's a more traditional style. And I think it does the part. You know, this grill, in my honest opinion, is not as dated as some people say it is. I really enjoy this kind of grill with the machine kind of face style on it. This, in my opinion, is a decent style. All right, road trip ready. 500 kilometers in range. Let's see how long that lasts with the trailer behind us. As you guys can see, we've got a nice hitch guidance line that's attached to my steering wheel. But even better than that, look at this hitch view camera system here. Beautiful. Here we go, guys. As you can see, I don't have the air ride suspension on this Tahoe SS, so it is dipping down because it is coil springs in the back. Nice, decent little gap. I wish it was this lowered as it is right now. on here. I'm digging the style of it. See how beefed it up is in the front right now? That's pretty wild. All right, trailer time with the Tahoe SS. Got me a 24-footer to go glamping with the fam jam. We got ourselves here a little blue ox system that I've heard a little bit about, where you can alleviate some of the tongue weight by using this sway bar system on here. I've got the advanced trailering package on this Tahoe SS, so it does have the upgraded cooling system for here as well. You want to make sure that your receiver is about an inch higher than the tongue on here, because you're going to compensate for the weight of the actual camper. On the side of the camper here, you'll see that the weight of this is 5,400 pounds dry. You're going to take about 10% of that and make sure that that is what you have on your tongue, or that's the way to calculate how much the tongue is. And then you'll also see the weight ratings for all the different things on this specific vehicle right here. So you can carry 588 kilograms with this vehicle. That's pretty cool. So I'm excited to see how this works out, guys. Stay tuned.
All right, guys, let's start talking about production in particular. In terms of progress, I'm not gonna lie. There's a couple of things right now that are kind of moving in the wrong direction, and it sucks. It's unfortunate, but it's just the nature of the beast. And right now, if you're looking at getting an Escalade in Canada, and this is, again, some of the things that we get in Canada are not always the same in the US. So if you're getting allotment and stuff that's different than this, it might be because in the US you're still getting it. But for right now in Canada, and in general for most of the stuff, Escalades, they're not being built for us this week. Corvettes are not being built this week. Anything out of the Lansing plant is not being built. So that is our CT4, CT5, Camaros are not being built this week. Even the Chevy Trax is not being built this week. It's just the nature of the beast, and right now certain things are just not being built. Now, I do also have some other stuff that we're going to talk about, and this is, optimistic, especially if you are in the States or somewhere else and you do fortunately have an Escalade or something that's getting built, because this is going to be the same anywhere you go. In terms of production, this is like, you got the word from your dealership that it's been accepted. And again, Rick Conti was talking about this, and a couple of other people, even on Corvette. Today we're talking about this because of the Z06. People jump to conclusions a lot. And when your dealership says that your order has been submitted, that doesn't mean that you're actually getting your car built. And I think it's just a good thing to reiterate, because right now there's a lot of people that think that their Z06 is a done deal, that they're getting it put in just because the dealership has submitted it. They've given you the price of it. They've given you your order number. But it just is sitting there waiting to get into the bar. So picture this lineup, this imaginary lineup, as being the ordering process. All you've been given is basically a number to acknowledge that you're in line. And that's all at this point. There's nothing that's to say that you're even getting into this bar or this dealership. I don't know where we're going with this reference, but that's what I want to get across with this, is that just because your order has been submitted and you've been given an order number does not mean it's accepted. So at 2,000 and above, which is where it is an event code 2,000 and above, that's when it's been accepted. And if that's the case and you're getting one this week, then congratulations, and this is when your vehicle is going to get built. So Enclave, Encore, and Envision, those are all your Buick lineups. You're getting your Enclaves out of the Lansing plant being built on the 19th of September. Encores, which is in Korea at our South Korean plant. It's gonna be a while, 4 months for that. Envision out of China, October 24th they'll be built, and then 4 months from that is when it'll be coming in, because again, they gotta go all the way to the port of New Jersey, and then they're railed or trucked out from there. So that's a long ways away. CT4, CT5, they're gonna be built on the 26th of September. XT6, XT5, the 19th of September. Escalades are also for the 19th of September. Camaros, the 26th of September. Corvettes, that's what everyone's wanting to know about. Corvettes, if you're getting your order submitted right now, your Corvette is going to be built on October 10th. That's a while away. Normally, it's the opposite. Normally, you're seeing the Corvettes get built sooner than the other non-Corvette builds that we have in the system. But it seems to be switched around. So I think that there is some valuable insight to be taken into consideration, is that your order is taking a lot longer to get built. And I think that has to do with some parts constraints, if I was to guess. So they must have already anticipated that there was going to be some parts constraints,
instead of saying, hey, guess what, get your car built. Oh, by the way, it's not going to come with this, that, and the other. They're just going to say, hey, what do you want to get built? Great. We can't build it now until October. So this is, as we're reading this, is going to be a big thing to headline on this episode, is that right now it seems to be like there's almost an additional month of waiting for your car to get built. And that has to do with the strategy of what we've always had with the Corvette. It's an all or nothing strategy. We want to be able to make it so that if you have your dream car and you finally have your option come up to get your car built, that you're not having to find out that you're not going to get all the toppings on your pizza. And that's a reference that I've been using for almost a year now on this channel. And it makes a lot of sense. You know, right now we're a fancy pizza store. We're putting in your order and we're delivering it right to your doorstep if your salesman's doing his job properly. And I guess it's a Corvette. It's not always the case. I don't want someone driving my car, and I bet you guys are the same. Anyways, back to the reference. I don't think that anyone would want to find out that their beautiful pizza or Corvette is not going to be built with the right options. So that, in my opinion, based on what I've done for the last few years, is the analysis on this, that they can't build certain options, and instead of making it be a build shy unit like they're doing with all of our other vehicles, they're going to wait until they can do it, and that's going to be on October the 10th if you're getting your order submitted right now. That also will give you some insight if you guys are in line for a Z06 and you have your orders that are getting accepted. It looks to me like orders are going to get accepted and built in October, which is probably going to be some headlining news as well. It could be different. There could be a completely different build strategy for these Z06s or the Z06s, but as of right now, that seems to be the case. What else is notable to talk on here? Trucks, September 26th, those are going to get built. HD trucks also on the 26th. Tahoes, we already talked about that because they're from the Escalade lineup. Those are on the 19th of September. I think that's about it. So important to note, headline on the Corvette, you heard it here first, guys, and this is just my assumption. So you know what I say about rumors and stuff on the channel. It's not always the best thing to be doing, but that's what it seems to be the case for now. In Cadillac lineup, let's go through that in terms of constraints. So then, again, if you guys are just following on for the first time, first thing is just getting a car. Second thing is then finding out what kind of toppings can go on that pizza, and this is telling me what toppings are running out. So XT4, XT5, you're golden. There's really nothing you need to worry about in those SUVs. XT6, it looks like some of the wheels and the 21-inch wheel are on constraint, but again, on the XT6, you can do whatever you like. You want to build a purple on black XT6, go ahead, you can do it. For the Escalades, Platinums are still at 50% allotment. Sport trim, which is the non-platinum sport level, so if you want to get a platinum, you can make it whatever you like. It's only the non-platinums that you would then choose for the sport. That's at 25%. Diesel engine, again, it's for the entire model year, so 10% allotment for the diesel on that. V is a manually allotted thing, so you're not going to see anything on that as well. And then for the trucks and full-size SUVs, let's go to the Tahoe first. For Tahoe, High Country is now moved up to 15%. So that went up from 5% last few weeks to now 15%. So the High Country is becoming a more popular option. Now 1/5 of all the Tahoes being built can be a High Country. 23% for Premier, 16% for Z71, and 16% for the RST. So it seems like the base level trims are becoming, the mid-level trims are becoming more available. So the RST in particular, and then the High Country, which is the top of the line level, is also becoming more popular as well. If you were looking for a Suburban and stuff like that, you're obviously going to be able to just use that reference for the Tahoe because it's just a longer wheelbase version. And then for Yukons, it would also mean that the Denali version would also be on a higher trim level as well. So in terms of full-size SUVs, we're improving. The volume, not really the case right now. For us to not get any Escalades is a big deal. We're an Escalade powerhouse. I got a Yukon XL and a Yukon, no Tahoes this week. So I wouldn't consider that a win. I need about 5 full-size SUVs a week in order to just keep myself at a break even in terms of what I'm normally used to getting. So not getting more than what I'm used to, I'm getting less than what I'm used to. What am I trying to get here? I'm trying to get trucks. So here is trucks. It's tough when you're a one-man show. You gotta do all these things on the side. And I do this live. You gotta understand, guys, I'm a dad. I'm also a car salesman, and I got my own life to be able to do with car shows and stuff like that. So I'm trying to do this all in one take, and I hope that you guys can appreciate the production value of what I do. So for trucks right now, the engine is going to be probably the biggest thing that I wanted to talk about. Let's see what we got here for the engines. 50% are going to be a 5.3. Oh wow, this is a big one. So there are zero 6.2 engines available. Am I reading that right? No, 10% of all the 6.2s are 10% of all the trucks being built are going to be 6.2s, which is something to note, because that's, in my opinion, one of the biggest engines most important engines that you can get. 3% can be a rally edition, and for the diesel engine, only 14%. So still similar to what it was in the previous. Still a little bit better than what it is in the full-size SUV, but 14% of all trucks right now can be diesel, 10% can be 6.2, 46% can be a 5.3, and then the rest of them can be a 2.7. It's not the best. I would say that I would like to see the diesel and the 5.3. Well, the 5.3 is already good. 50% is pretty decent, but the diesel engine option in particular, I think, is important to note. 10% for the ZR2. Trail bosses are at 13%, so not bad in particular with that. And then the same would be applied for the Sierra lineup if you're looking at getting a GMC. So in terms of engines, it's still a constraint that we're having to worry about. Production in particular on most of our cars, Corvettes and stuff like that, in Canada at least, is not doing well. I know that there's a lot of missing part issues right now, and we're doing a lot of build shies. One that I know, if you're looking for a truck and it's not there, almost every single truck plant that we have right now has an issue. This isn't something that we're really proud of, and you don't hear a lot of news about, but if you are in the process of waiting for a truck, there's about 3 separate issues, all different ones from different plants, that are causing your truck to not get built. One of them that's out in the open right now is the heat shields from the underside of the hood. Those are not available, and therefore are on back order and a constraint. I think that's a safety issue. I know that there's a couple of other issues with the other plants that are not really publicly known, and I've always been one to not kiss and tell if I'm not supposed to, so I apologize. But there is a reason for why your truck is not built, but I'm not about to bite the hand that feeds in terms of who gives me information. So I apologize. It's a comical issue. It's not like a major one. As soon as I find out that it's safe to tell you guys, I will, and you'll laugh about it, but it's ipso facto kind of related to a safety thing, but not in a massive way. Like the part, again, just a little clue, I can hold this part in my hand. It's so tiny, but it just goes to show you when it's a specific part that has a safety related function, it means that the whole thing stops. So the heated seats, we can solve that. Rear parking sensors, we can solve that. But this specific part is unavailable right now, and because of that, we can't build this vehicle, which really sucks. So we'll go on to the rest of the episode. I've got a new Corvette in the showroom that I'm going to show you guys now. Okie dokie, let's get inside here and see what we got. So first things first, we have our Z06s. This one's been PPF'd and has the ACS composite stuff on it. 100K Canadian, cheapest price point we have for a C7Z. If you're wanting something that has very low kilometers and still is in warranty, this here is, actually, you know what? It might just be out of warranty because it's a 2018, so I gotta be careful with what I say. It'll still have powertrain, so technically my statement is still correct. 3,500 kilometers on this one, very, very well done. And then this is the latest addition to our lineup. We have here a 3LT Z51 hardtop convertible with 2,500 kilometers on it. This was on the channel. This is a Finch original, so we've already gone over this. And some things to note about this one is the 5VM exposed carbon fiber ground effects that are on here. We've got the Trident spoke wheels with the bright red caliper. Goes with the two-tone interior with suede inserts and suede steering wheel for this 3LT interior. And then the suggestion that I had about this one that we could probably do, or maybe if the next person wants to do that with this, is do the torch red script to kind of give it that contrast and to bring the outside to the inside. So that was my suggestion when I first was talking about this one on delivery. It's now back. It only has 2,500 kilometers. And yeah, This is going to become a rare bird. They don't make a lot of these and as much as they did. We did reduce the price on it. I'm surprised that it's still here. The only reason why I think that is because it is an automatic instead of the manual. But there's some people out there that have blown knees that still want to have fun, and that might be a great option for you. Have a lot of Camaros right now. An old C5 1LE, so this is the 5th generation Camaro. These are the C6s, or the 6th generation of the Camaros, which started in 2016. There are some rumors right now going about that there is going to be the Blackwing powertrain, which is the more aggressive horsepower. I think it's like 680 horsepower instead of 640, which is in the current ZL1s or ZL1. So that is something that I'm hearing as a rumor that's going to come out in 2024. Other than that, for the Camaros, I really don't know a lot. So I know a lot about the Camaros, but I don't know about future things. I guess I should specify that. So if you guys are interested in coming to the show on the 24th, we will do an RSVP, but if not, just come down. Our dealership's at 640 Wonderland Road North. Cool Tahoe review. It's interesting to note those things about the Tahoe that I never been in the back seat of one until just now, and it was kind of fun. They get 6 keys. That was another thing that I forgot to mention in the review. It's just kind of interesting to think, but I guess it makes sense. Cops might want to take a key home if they start a shift very early. Don't know the total logic on that. Maybe cops are really forgetful and lose keys quite a bit. So that was something that I also thought was interesting to note. Escalade's nice set of wheels on that we haven't done on the channel yet. I think that they look pretty cool, and with it being a platinum with Whistler beige, that was also a cool combination. Glamping, highly suggest doing it if you get yourself a Tahoe and you want to tow with the 6.2 package. It was quite effortless, and I did make it home with still 1 tank of gas. So I went about 500 kilometers, and 350 of that was with a trailer that weighed about 5,400 pounds dry, and there was obviously some water and stuff in it. So it was good to note that with 1 tank of gas, I could do an entire camping trip of 500 kilometers and get away without having to worry about any issues. It was a really great trip. Hope you guys enjoy this. I have some more Corvette content coming out very shortly. I've got a show that I'm going to this Sunday. So tomorrow, the day after this episode airs, at Porsche of London. Then I'm going to be going down to Carlisle. That'll be probably the next event. My Corvette is still available. So if you are looking at buying it, as of right now, it is still available. Some folks came down. Wife wasn't completely on board with it, so we did not do a deal on it. I am going to start uploading it to Auto Trader and Kijiji and Craigslist and Bring a Trailer. I think Bring a Trailer might be a fun one to do. There's so many different wheels, it's very difficult for me to be able to advertise the price, and I think a lot of it gets, skewed in that. The fact that I'm giving you the original exhaust, a second set of sill plates, and your choice at one of 4 sets of tires, I think might be something that doesn't get across when I'm disclosing it in the ads, and I just wanted to make sure it's there. If you know anybody that is looking at getting my Corvette, I would be honored to be able to get that sale done and to help somebody out that watches the channel. That would be really cool, in my opinion, to do. And my project is on its way up. It should be here hopefully in the next few weeks, and we can start with a new adventure. Stay tuned for more awesome content. I'm Morgan Crosbie. Happy motoring.